Good morning. I got a call yesterday from my sister in Roaring Spring, and she doesn't call that often. And we wondered why. And here she was wondering if I was okay, and it surprised me. And she thought I was, but she was calling because a relative of hers, an in-law, had called her asking if I was okay. And I thought, yeah. It's because I haven't made any videos for a week. And I knew, I was aware of that, but I didn't really think anybody would particularly notice that. But he wasn't the only one. There were other ones that noticed too, because I've been making videos every day, steady for, I think about Wayne Frost almost ever since Wayne Frost died back around that time, because we got fast internet and I can do that now. I can upload them. And so steadily, and many of them, most recently, have been about Roaring Spring. So these were relatives, mostly, maybe all, living in Roaring Spring who had been watching them. And they stopped all of a sudden. Well, I just want to explain why that happened. My interest in Roaring Spring is as strong, or I want to say stronger, because it could hardly be stronger, as strong as ever. But I have been surprised by a seemingly unrelated event that took up a lot of my time. And that time was taken up on Facebook, my Facebook page, not my YouTube channel. Now, it's spilling onto the YouTube channel right now, but anyway, it really took a lot of time, and continues to, and it's exciting. It has to do with a little city, not a little town like Roaring Spring. Kind of out of the blue, another former Peace Corps volunteer who lived in Catole de Rocha, Paraiba, Brazil. One of the six that I call the Catole Six, although Wayne has now died, so there's only 5 of us left. He contacted me and said he had been contacted by a man in Catole de Rocha. I'll just call it Catole, because he was doing research on the batik, which is an art form where you paint wax on cloth as a resist, and then you put the cloth in cold water dye, and where the wax is, the dye doesn't penetrate, and it's a process, and it's something that my first wife Joyce, who was my wife for 7 years, and also we served in Peace Corps together in Catole. She introduced it, and I helped with some of the technical stuff. And it still exists. This is 50 years later. We found out that it almost died during COVID, because that crisis hit there too, and it was already getting really weak. The original women, all women, had set it up. They were getting older and some had left. But this young man and some others as well have gotten very interested in the cooperative. And as a matter of fact, the cooperative, in a way, and the little tiny city as well, have gotten famous. They weren't at all when we were there 50 years before. So anyway, this man was researching the history of it, and ended up getting Ed's name, who then passed him on to me, and there's been an intense exchange of information between this small group of people in Catole and myself, and others as well, but mostly myself. So I've been very busy, and it's been online, but it's been on Facebook. I know that's the same people that watch my YouTube channel are not the same people that watch my Facebook page, but you'd be welcome, of course. So anyway, that's what happened. That's why I stopped. I had been doing a series of videos debriefing a trip I made to Hollidaysburg, which I did related to Roaring Spring, uh, and also then I did a series uh, of four, I think, of videos about what my experiences in Europe could contribute to the situation in Roaring Spring. And in Roaring Spring, I zeroed right in on that paper mill cleanup because I got worried that they were going to get ready to do something huge. I don't know who it was going to be, but something huge was going to be done there that would, I don't want to say devastate, but it would make it so that little community would lose this window of opportunity to show itself more for the beauty that it really is. So I continued to be focused on that cleanup of the paper mill site, but there's much more than that. And I will tell you that I'm going to Roaring Spring today because I'm going to meet a woman who's 90 years old, lived there her whole life, and loves to talk about the history of the town. And she also has a scrapbook. I've not met her. How I came to meet her, maybe I'll explain later because I'll have a lot more to say. But anyway, I'm going there, and today is Monday, and it's the third Monday of the month. It's the Monday that the Historical Society of Roaring Spring usually meets, but they miss a lot of meetings, so I'm not sure if they'll be meeting there. So that goes on. And then later later this week on Wednesday, which I have chosen as kind of my normal day in a week, that I will go to Roaring Spring. Why Wednesday? Well, because the brewery opens on Wednesday at 4 o'clock, and I can stop by the brewery then before I come home. Although now with the it gets dark earlier, and I don't have much time that I can be there because I really like to get home for my animals to make sure they're okay before things go to sleep here. So anyway, that's what's going on. I am okay, and I'm rather touched by the fact that some people noticed that there was a pause. Thank you.